Hello everyone, welcome to a Divergent Dream. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Ali and tonight I will be your Dungeon Master. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. This game will run for about 3 hours with a break in the middle. For those who are new to D&D, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique characters with cheats that tells them who they are, what they can do, their deepest secrets, their deepest desires, and what dice to roll. They will be most rolling a 20-sided die to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. 20 is good. 1 is hilariously bad. While the players play their characters, everything else in such universe is played by me. People, monsters, dreams, nightmares, weather, etc. Between me describing the war and the story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice to keep things a little unpredictable, we will tell our story. Now, let me introduce my players.
Hi, I'm Nat, and I'm a security, education, and recreation reinforcement automaton. But you can call me Sarah. Kindly use she, her pronouns for both of us. Thank you. I was created by Nanny in her workshop in Baldur's Gate to be a governess and companion to her granddaughter, Madeline. She used a magically infused gem she found on her adventures as my power core, but I don't think she realized where it was from. When the gloom fell on Baldur's Gate and the shadows attacked, I held them off while my family escaped. I awoke, broken, on a scrap trading caravan heading to Arm. The silly merchants had confused me for an unusual toy and were going to sell me. The Lonely One did not approve of that, so we taught them some manners.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Winnow, who uses they, them pronouns. Winnow is a cursed changeling monk of the Way of Mercy. The funny thing about that curse is that, Winnow is a professional adventurer, and in their previous adventuring party prior to this campaign, something befell the entire party that may or may not have included showing mercy to the entire party. Basically, Winnow killed them and is now cursed by that. No idea why, totally undeserved. But they are now partnered up with Sarah, who is registered as their familiar, and ready for the next adventure where they will totally not fuck up again.
Hi, I'm V, and I'm playing Navri Shimmer. Both of us use she, her pronouns. Navri Shimmer is a cinnamon-haired satyr bard who paints her hooves gold and believes she's going to be the most famous bard in this world and all the others. Because of this fame that is absolutely real and not at all imagined, she's hired Garnot to be her bodyguard for protection and travels with both him and Lazar, her spiritual advisor.
Hi, I'm Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Garnot, who also uses he, him pronouns. He is a hobgoblin psionic warrior fighter who is traveling with Navri and Lazar as part of Navri's entourage and also a bodyguard. He also wears this very large, or this breastplate that is probably 2 sizes too big for him, but everybody uses it as storage, and inside he has a little grey rat friend called Roger, who is his companion and helps with various things like feeding him potions and doing the ironing, apparently.
Hi, I'm Nathan Lurs. I use he, him pronouns. I play Lazar Lachance, a Harengan light domain cleric who also uses he, him pronouns. His day job is official astral guru to the one and only Navri Shimmer, ensuring that her chakras are properly aligned and her actions are in accord with the will of the heavenly bodies. But his service to the Prince of Stars has unveiled many a hidden truth about the universe and the things that reside in the dark space between the stars.
Thank you, Ware. Those are my players. I'm so excited to play. But first, there is a word from our sponsors.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. Hero Forge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their Gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. Playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with a wide range of sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are different gender of their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but we acknowledge that it does happen. And we have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, please let us know in chat if you think one has been missed. Check out !safety in chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use in our games. We use the TTRPG safety toolkit. And with that, let us begin. An amethyst purple covers the late summer sky. The days are getting shorter and the nights are getting colder. As the dim line fades in the horizon, the lights from Baldur's Gate dominates the night. But we're not interested in that. Our adventure focuses on a city south of Baldur's Gate. As the camera pans over a dark plains, a swarm of small lights rapidly appear, revealing the city of Smalteran. Smalteran is located in the middle of an important trade route, making it perfect for any adventurer passing by or looking for jobs. This is also an excellent place for corruption, crime organizations, and maybe moving goods from cities. Yeah. There are not many times during the year when the public order can take a breather from the hectic cat and mouse game. One of those is the Regent's birthday. The 1 week-long celebrations are the perfect opportunity for mob bosses to focus on lobbying with the local authority, nobles and leaders from other cities coming on negotiations, maybe. The commerce reduces their exports and increases their imports, as most local businesses, pubs, hostels, casinos, etc., overstock their pantries and warehouses. Traveling circuses and local farmers are also known for taking over the streets of Smalteran, bringing a fresh and colorful vibe to the city. The night is the busiest time of the day. And in the middle of this movement, we find a young Aarakocra girl running through the streets and suddenly bumping into a solid and sturdy figure. Nat. Or should I say Sarah? A small Aarakocra girl has just bumped into you.
How small do Aarakocra children get?
She's really young, so she's probably 120. But this high, so 120.
Oh, right, what's that in feet?
That is 4 feet, I think, kind of.
She's actually taller than Sarah.
Taller than Sarah, yeah.
But Sarah is solid. She's like, oh, excuse me, that was very rude.
I'm sorry, I was just like playing hide and seek. I gotta go. And the girl just flies away or tries to jump and fly away. She's not yet mature enough to fly, but she's just like, like little bird jumping and moving the wings.
Oh, baby. Incidentally, when Sarah speaks, by the way, she doesn't have articulators around the jaw. So it's just a smooth face. You just hear, like C-3PO, the eyes are glowy and they may occasionally sort of Twitter flash a little bit, but it's mostly just this smooth face that doesn't move.
Yes. So you have a speaker box or a sound box somewhere in there?
Yeah. I think it's probably coming from the chest cavity.
The chest cavity. Tell us, who is with you?
I just stand there and say, well, I'm in a fantasy world. No. But just slightly behind Sarah is a relatively tall, grey-skinned changeling. As I said, wearing a very crying mask, so you can't really see where their mouth is going either. And they just kind of look around. It's like, we don't really have time to entertain children, Sarah.
I'm not here to entertain, but are they always this badly behaved in Smelteran City?
I believe so. Were you badly behaved when you were a little robot?
I have never been badly behaved. Nanny wouldn't let me.
That's disturbing. Okay.
Shall we continue?
I think that might be the best. Maybe we'll get into your nanny a little bit later.
You can do if you like. She's not here anymore.
Where is she?
I don't know. She ran away.
Well, that's very rude.
I thought so too.
Who would abandon such a cute little creepy tentacle person?
Thank you. I am adorable. I've been programmed this way.
Oh, I'm loving this already. As you keep walking, we know you have you're back from a mission, so you have to report on that. So you will go to your guild, let's say, and to meet the person that you were first hired for. Let's say it just takes you about 5-10 minutes to move to the streets. This has been really different from the last time you were here, especially because first it was during the day and just any ordinary day. So it takes you a while just to try to navigate to the streets, especially some of them might be closed for some sort of entertainment, or some trader has put a tent in that street. So yeah, it takes you a while. But as soon as you get to the building, it's just you run to the mill guild, and they know you already. So feel free to
Is this where you need to tell them the terrible news that you failed?
I have not failed. We need to... not that kind of talk, not in here. Okay, so the story is the story is the truth. This is the truth, right? So we were ambushed by some bandits, and the rest of the party, they did not make it. Unfortunately, it was a tragedy. But I've got the scroll. It's just, it's just a little damaged. So, no talk of failure. This was a tragedy, but we came out on top.
Understood. May I look at the scroll?
Oh, yeah. Of course, I can't think of why I didn't show you before.
How damaged is it?
It cannot be mended by low-level spells, but definitely a wizard with enough experience can repair it. It's gonna take long, but at least 80% of it's there already.
Okay. Sarah will examine the scroll and the parts of it that are damaged, and will try to cast mending, and then look again. Interesting. I am sorry. I am not up to this task. I have failed you now.
As you cast mending on the scroll, a little bit, just one corner that was slightly damaged is pointy again, but yeah, no further than that. Yes.
It is neater, at least.
It is. Remember, you've not failed because you tried.
Interesting. I do not compute try.
Well, maybe you should work. Sorry, I'm trying to think of how can I say get your CPU up to scratch without just sounding like I'm from the 21st century.
Oh, your system, your
We'll have to find
Your
someone
arcane
to alter my programming.
Yes.
Maybe there's a new Windows update we can put on your system. I don't know.
I'm actually an Apple Mac. Bye.
It could be CPU, so core personal unit or something like that. Core personality, whatever. And as you are trying to get close to the guild and get into the building, people looks at you like who these people are, because your clothes are familiar to them. But there is something that doesn't match. So someone like a really sturdy paladin sort of stands in front of you. State your business, please.
We are here to meet with Orr.
Well, Orr is not available for civilians.
What makes you think I'm a civilian? Do I know this person?
Yes, there is that kind of prick that is always picking on people. But yeah, he says, I've never seen you around. Who are you?
It's me, it's Winnow.
Takes a while, looks at you,
This
keeps
is the
around
illustrious
yourself.
Winnow that has definitely never failed a day in their life.
Never.
Well, that definitely sounds like Winnow, or the kind of stories that Winnow say. So I'm gonna keep an eye on you. I always knew that you had something fishy going on. And he walks to the bar and keeps drinking, just giving you the sight.
Were you a Triton last time you saw him?
I was, so that was a little bit racist of him, to be honest.
Very rude. If you need me to re-educate him on manners, please do let me know.
That might actually be very helpful. He is kind of the worst.
Let's get your money first.
Yes. We'll circle. Why am I trying to do an accent? It's not working. We'll circle back to it.
It's great, sweetie.
Yes.
I thought, no, I think it's really good.
Oh, thank you. In the spirit of Winnow, I'm trying my best.
Yes.
And you're not failing a day in your life.
No, and if you ever decide you don't want to bother with it anymore, you can just be like, yeah, I just actually shape-shifted my vocal cords, and now I just speak different. Don't worry about it. Magic.
But, I can't technically do that yet, but we'll get to that.
Yes. Actually, somebody heard you talking about, or somebody just, bad news or actually good news, all of them travel fast. So you see from the far corner of the building a rather thin and elegant individual, or datem. They are an elf, and they are wearing this sort of really impeccable three-piece suit, or whatever it is, the equivalent for medieval fantasy. And underneath you can see views like the shining of a ring mail, but it's you can notice that they are not the fighter type. And they approach to you and say, well, it was faster than last time. I am guessing bad news.
Good news. We got the scroll.
Okay. Bad news.
It's a bit damaged, and I'm the only one that made it back.
What? I sent you with 5 other people. God, I'm gonna tell their moms, the children. Oh God, wait a minute. They didn't have moms or children. Well, I guess that is something for HR to deal with.
I did all that I could.
Tell me what happened. I thought it was just a really easy mission.
Well, we were ambushed. There were bandits. And we're very capable adventurers. Me especially, considering that I survived. But also, they had a lot more firepower than we'd anticipated. There was a dragon, and there was Sarah, give me an idea.
There were also many hobgoblins.
Hobgoblins, nasty ones.
Roll me deception check. I will give you advantage because.
Ooh.
But
Excellent. So that's 19.
19. Well, that was a shitty roll. They noticed something fishy, but to be honest, there's many other stuff at the moment to take care of. They will let this pass by for now. And they say like, well, when the goods are damaged, there is a fee that we take so we can negotiate with the client. You can, as always, you can go to HR and pick up your payment. But I was wondering, what are you up to these days? I have a little mission that I think you are perfect for.
Another one? So soon? I mean, yes, I can totally I can do that. And I've got a new recruit.
This time I won't die.
He's very optimistic.
Well, you see, since this companion of yours is not part of the guild, we cannot accept any liability about it. But if you decide to share your payment, that is okay.
What if I class her as my familiar?
Check with HR.
We do know each other quite well now, even though it's only been a few days.
Oh, well, it's better if you don't have like strong bonds and something happened, right?
Oh, I thought that we were defining me as familiar to women.
Yes, familiar. We are very familiar in every sense. Let's go to HR. We'll talk again, Gary.
As R goes back to wherever he was doing, and you go to HR to pick up your money and liaise all these new sort of contract or relationship now with Sarah. We are back to the hectic streets of the city. Just on the main gates, a group of adventurers have crossed, and we see in a very, I would like to say, delusional scene where people is starstruck because they have just seen a very famous group of people. In the front of this group, who do we see, V?
Obviously, you see Navri Shimmer, the satyr bard extraordinaire. She's tall, she's got beautiful red fur, cute little red ears with lots and lots of earrings all over. She's got the cutest little antlers. Her hair's kind of pulled back, so like a half up, half down, and it's kind of like a cinnamon color. She's super, super exuberant, very energetic, so happy to see all of her fans. And it's probably good that she gave most of her instruments to Garnot, because there's too many people here for her to just safely carry them all around her. But she does have her very, very well-known lute on her.
Does it has a name?
Yes. I mean, technically, it's Das Loot, which is it's actually the wondrous item Das Loot. But
if you want to name it, we can just reflavor it later.
I mean, at this point, Das Loot's also just it's a funny German nod. So makes me laugh too. Das Loot. Anyway, so
as you walk in through the streets and few, I would say, roll me a D10.
Uh-oh. I don't like just randomly being asked to roll. I get nervous. Ooh, that's an 8.
8, that's a lot. So you've been here a couple of hours and already 10 people have asked for your autograph. I don't know how that exactly works, if they come with parchment and a piece of charcoal, but they have asked for that.
I mean, they have to. I don't carry it around on myself.
Yes. To all of that people trying to get close to Navri, how do you react, Josh?
I always step up in front of them, and there's been a couple of times where a couple of people have tried to, get to her and go, "Can you sign my chest or something?" I'm like, no, sorry, you can't. And then I'll reach into my armor and I pull up an already signed picture and I hand that to them and go, "Here you go, yeah, thank you, carry on, off you go, yeah, off you go." Sometimes those little bits of paper have got a little bit of nibble on them, and every time I'll just happen to look in and my little friend Roger is moving around, seems to be filing them for me inside the pockets that are on the inside of my breastplate armor. I don't know, but yeah, I won't let anybody get too close to my charge.
Nice. The same, Nathan, you witness all of this sort of fame kind of thing happening.
First of all, I would just listen to a full 5-minute description of Josh just talking about what's going on inside of Garnet's armor. I think it's important to comment that. Second, a relatively scrawny, large heron. I've never said that word out loud, huh? A rabbit person, is walking along and is dressed in armor and in a lot of like kind of night tones, darks, but lots of, starlight motifs kind of all around his armor. And he had been reading from a book with his ears kind of twitching and observing the crowd all the time. And as soon as things kind of start to escalate, people start apparently throwing their chests around, and nibbled headshots start getting passed out. I'm imagining things start to escalate just a little bit, because that's what happens when the shimmer comes around. And eventually he also joins Garnot in starting to kind of chastise the crowd and just kind of yells out, "Be gone! Step back, please! Please, the very important artist coming through. Go, shoot! Take your headshots, go!" And it's just like helping. He's not really like doing anything, but he's just yelling while Garnet actually like does the pushing and the guarding and the whatnots.
In fairness, that's what he's best at, is yelling.
Yes.
Yeah. He like I may be the bard, but like honest to God, Lazar, it may be more the face of the group than anybody, because he loves to talk, and always a good person to listen to in that regard.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's good at talking. He just does a lot of it and does it loudly. And which is effective, more effective than you'd think until it is not.
Thank you. I'm loving it. Yes. So Navri, you've been asked, or actually hired. Well, you haven't signed the contract, but you've been here to visit Mr. Robert the Squirrel. Mr. Robert the Squirrel is your contact here, who is get you some gigs for the celebrations. You are supposed to go to the Silken Midnight Sky, which is their shop. And as you move towards the shop, I will go back to Sarah and Winnow. Sarah and Winnow, you have gone through the very, very boring and time-consuming HR process to register Sarah as your familiar. There is a little bit of gray parts about how we actually going to pay Sarah, but that's no problem. They're gonna pay you and then you can pay Sarah. That's okay. But for now, both of you are, Sarah is under your life insurance. So if something happens, you are covered.
Well, life insurance for an autonome.
Yes.
Throughout all this process, Sarah has pointed out any grammatical errors and any of the paperwork that sort of like self-capitulating or looping or like, actually, you'll have to fill out Form 3B. But before you do that, you need to fill out Form 273. And then actually we need a permission via Form 3B to fill out 27A. Any of that sort of nonsense that's sort of cyclical.
Yes. They actually are very impressed. And they were like, if you're not into adventuring, you can just take our, we have actually a vacancy. Or like
No, she's with me.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
The blue eyes sort of flicker and sort of go out for a second. The lonely one has requested that I stay with Winnow.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And as you leave HR, all the people in HR is like, we need one of those. Yes, let's ask the boss for one of those. And you have been also given with the new request. And this request also includes Mr. Squirrel to be contacted. They give you the instructions to get into the Silken Midnight Sky. And it's not too far from where you are, but it's going to take you between like 20, 30 minutes.
As we go, I'd like to just whisper to Sarah, is it that obvious that I'm lonely?
Oh. No. You are not the lonely one. Unless you wish me to call you that as well. It may get confusing.
No. I would like you to call me the deadly one.
I will make note.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry if I took too much time in there. It was very frustrating, all of their inefficiencies.
No, HR is the worst. Like, they are the evil we should be fighting all along.
I agree. Shall we?
Absolutely. After you.
The streets are really, really busy. So I think, given that there is a lot of new people around, it's in order to ask you for a perception check. Individual perception check.
All right.
Okay. That's a 19.
Nice. Oh no. 6.
Oh.
So we know you've been here before, and you know that there is some people that likes to take advantage of the whole hectic environment, and they will try to pickpocket you. But with that 19, you manage to notice them before, and either crouch your purse or grab the hand in the middle of the act and they just run away. So don't worry, your gold is safe.
I would like to actually posit, if I catch your hand, I'd probably break it on impulse.
One of them is rather skinny, and it seems that they are poor, so they are really fragile. So as soon as you catch the hand, you hear the crack. And there is a pause in the face like, does that really just happen? And as the hand is broken, you keep moving and they just standing there. And a couple of friends come to the aid, but they're at lost.
No, I'm sorry. I can help. I didn't mean to.
And somebody says, no, you've done enough. And they leave.
As they walk away, we'll just... Wait, was it the deadly one or the devastating one? What did you say?
The deadly one.
Deadly.
Okay. I did write it down right. Notes. As they walk away, Sarah will sort of, a head will twitch. You should not manhandle the deadly one, so... and one of the ones at the back as they're walking away will just get shoved. Telekinetically.
Oh. Thank you. So you make your way to the Silken Midnight Sky, and this is a medium-sized shop with big windows and displays. The building is done of redwood wood, and it's very impressive. And on the sign on the top, you can see a couple of squirrels sleeping in beautiful clouds, and just the name. Silken Midnight Sky. As you knock, or is your...
As we walk up, I just say to Sarah, I hate squirrels. They're always up to something.
Interesting. I have not been told this before. Is this information you have received personally or that you have read in a book?
This is an observation. They've always got nuts. You can't trust anyone with nuts.
Interesting. I will file this information for later use.
I love
So
it.
be on your guard.
We'll just stare up at the picture.
And push the door. Just
As the door opens, there is a little tingle from a bell. Ting, 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 ting. And the shop is full of all kind of trinkets and magical items and potions and everything you think an adventurer needs. And in the middle, there is a desk. And on top of the desk, there is a tiny little counter where there is a little squirrel working on his chip. Oh, welcome. How can I help?
Do you have nuts?
There is a mini mountain of nuts just next to them. They look. I have few.
Winnow, are we to designate this one untrustworthy? We have been sent here.
we have been sent here to deal with you, squirrel.
Oh, wait. Do you come from the Adventurer Guild?
Yes.
Oh, no. I'm your contact. I'm here to explain you my problem.
A likely story.
Why don't you take a seat? There is other 3 people who are going to be part of this, so I'd rather not make anything redundant.
Can I roll insight on the squirrel? Because I just don't
Yes.
trust squirrels.
Yes.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no.
Blinded
oh.
by your prejudice.
Oh no. I got a 9.
People of the trade are known not to be fully trustworthy, but this time you are sure that they are up to something.
We'll sit, but we will have our eyes on you.
All
Nice.
of them.
They are sort of doing something on the books. They close the book and jumps to the desk. They are maybe 1 feet tall, and they say, please, sit down here. There is a couple of chairs and there is a table, and in the middle of the table, there is a tiny table. Do you want some tea?
Oh, they are very polite.
It's
Yes.
true. Is it squirrel-sized tea?
No, I have your size tea.
Oh. Yes, please. Can I have mine with 7 sugars?
Sure. And they move a system of sticks and cords, and there is some, let's say, jingles as well. Like something is happening in the back room, and an army of other squirrels come with a normal teapot, 2 glasses, some biscuits, and as well a squirrel-sized teapot and a squirrel-sized biscuit, leaving everything on the table. They go back to the back room, and there it is, Mr. Squirrel taking tea with you. Sarah, make me a insight check.
Ooh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to retire this dice. Okay, that's a 5.
You are really curious about all the items here that you do notice that Mr. Squirrel doesn't take the eyes out of you. This is a really uncomfortable moment because it's just people drinking tea in silence.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think Sarah is probably what Sarah is distracted by is I I know this ritual. I've been taught how to do this ritual, and I've been taught how to teach others to do this ritual that the flesh people do. So we'll be very precisely, not imbibing any of the tea, but very precisely with the little pinky up and watching Winnow to make sure they are also excellent posture on the chair and holding the teacup at
kind of like.
And we'll just sort of place, probably not without looking at you, we'll just to the side place her hand on the small of your back and give you a firm push. Winnow, the ritual must be observed correctly.
What happens if I don't observe it correctly?
Well, then you would be impolite.
Oh. Yes, ma'am.
As you say impolite, you can see how Mr. Squirrel just grabbed the second nut and put it in his mouth. So now he got like those big cheeks for when the squirrels grab so much food on their mouths, and he's like, "Yeah, you know how to be rude until drinking tea." As all of this happened,
that's so adorable. I just don't trust it.
I think the squirrel just in his head will just hit, like Sarah's been focusing on Winnow, and as soon as the squirrel's been like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr," the head will just switch round to the squirrel, and in his head he will just hear, "It is rude to speak with your mouth full."
They sort of panic for a moment, and you can see both nuts slowly. Sorry, ma'am. A little bit nervous.
And then we'll just immediately back to sort of neutral, pretending to sip tea.
I will also add that when your attention is elsewhere, Winnow suddenly slumps down again. It's like, full moody teenager. But when your attention comes back, it's like...
And so they should.
Thank you. We go back to Navri, Lazar, and Garnot. And now those 8 people have spread the word about Navri being in town. So now it's a semi-big group of teenagers and all just every single type of fan following you, trying to get those headshots. You see 20, 30 feet away the sign of the silken midnight sky, and there are you 3 being chased by this group of people.
Well, I mean, I'm used to rabid fans. Usually not as I'm, trying to go do some work. So I'll kind of like look to Lazar and Garnot and just be like,
All right, I reckon we just get over there, get away from him. I got your back. They won't get close to you.
Lazar also kind of like, kind of forms up a little bit, but as we're kind of like running away from this frenzying crowd, he just kind of like turns around very dramatically, hair, ears, we'll say, kind of like, flicking. And he just like stares absolute daggers at all of these people. And he just says, "I rebuke you." And then there's just huge flash of light that like once they just kind of like the whole crowd, I'd imagine, just like blinks, and then like all that is left is the outlines, kind of like the black silhouettes of where the 3 of us were all standing mere moments ago, and we're gone.
Nice. Something funny happened that some of them now are your fans. So now they don't know whether they are following this group because of Navri or because of Lazar, but definitely you are like ruling this town. As you rush to the silken midnight sky, you open the door, you rush in, you close the door, and you just see 3 figures taking tea in the most proper way, but completely dead silence.
I'm also going to add that, like, every time I take a sip, I have to go, to just kind of keep the mask on. It's a bit of a...
I stop. I was leading the group. I threw open the door and was definitely the first one in. And as Garnot closes the door, because Lazar would be behind me, I'll stop and like put my hand up and just kind of watch the group that's just sitting politely, but like in silence. And like I see the daggers that are being like looked at across, and I'll just like lean back a little bit and I'll just be like, what did we just walk into?
The vibes are weird.
Incredibly.
I've shut the door and I just, right, now let's go find this script. Oh, hi.
Mr. Robert, are you not going to greet your new guests?
Oh, yes. You're very right. Now it's a little bit, if not afraid of Sarah, just giving an eye on whatever you say and take it like an order. And the moment when Nabri walks in, there is a light in the eyes of Mr. Squirrel. They politely put the cup on the table. They wake up, they dust any crumble that they could have from the cookies, and they rapidly rush towards you and jumps to your arms.
Oh,
how you been doing?
Hello?
It's been a long time. And they just run all over you, and it's easy to catch them. It's sort of, yeah.
I'm trying to grab them to stop them, but I keep missing. Every time I go to grab, they disappear underneath one of Navri's cloaks or under the arm or something, and I'm just getting all tangled up trying to get around.
Okay, no, Moot, to the left. You're caught in the back. Can you just?
I nearly got the bugger's tail. Come here, get it.
No, that's my tail. Can you not?
What?
Does Navri look in genuine distress at this point?
Not like distress, like not, well, a little bit, because there's a lot happening. It would have been fine if it was just Robert running all over, but with Garnot getting in there now, it's Robert running all over, and then like there's just a lot happening all at once. So yeah, maybe distress is kind of the vibe right now.
If it looks too chaotic, I will just take a pot of tea and just throw it.
Oh no.
So Winnow throws a pot of tea, and then I'm standing there, soaked in hot, lukewarm at this point, warm tea.
I'd say as the tea gets towards you, I throw my hands out, and a barrier forms around you, and the tea smashes against that, and I'll be like, well, "What was that for?"
Uncalled for, I think.
Winnow, that is not how you greet new people.
I just thought it would calm them. I just thought it would calm down a little bit. I was trying to help. Everyone likes tea being thrown over them, right?
No. I think we have very different definitions of the term help. Just fundamental, like, core differences, but it's fine. No harm. Thank you, Garnot.
You're very passive aggressive.
Thank you.
Ali, has Robert stopped running all over Navri?
At this point, yes. Now they have been they want to stay quiet so nobody notices them, and they can just make their way back to the table and avoid any trouble or being in the middle of those giants beings for them or from their perspective.
I think, like, if they've stopped moving on Navri, when everyone's like, what is just happening? An invisible mage hand will just pick Robert off Navri and just float him back to the table, and Sarah will just stare him down the entire way.
Sorry about that, Navri. I'm also one of your biggest fan. I just can't help myself.
Of course. I know.
How you been? Like, it's been a long time since the last time.
It has, and it's gotten a lot harder to actually walk through this city now because everybody's trying to stop me. They want autographs, and I'm incredibly fortunate that I have my entourage with me. I have Garnot to protect me from rabid fans, and I'll just like shoot Winnow a glance, flying liquids. And then, of course, I have my spiritual advisor here, and I'll point to Lazar. And it's just been so great, and things have just been moving so quickly, and it just every day is better than the last.
You are obviously very blessed and very humble, but who the fuck are you?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Do you not know? And my voice changes a little bit as I do my announcer's voice. Heard of Navri Shimmer, the famous bard? Yeah, that's who she is.
Oh, sorry. A bit mainstream for my tastes.
Oh.
Would Navri have toured to Baldur's Gate, given that it's pretty close?
Yeah, likely. Very, very likely, yeah. Yeah, because she's traveled all over, so this is not the first time she's been here, so likely she's been to Baldur's Gate for sure.
Oh.
It's one of those, if you're on tour, you're not skipping Baldur's Gate, that's just
it's true.
There's so many venues, big audience.
Mm-hmm.
So where you gotta go.
You'd be losing money, really.
Yes. As the conversation keeps going, Mr. Squirrel, where are my manners? And looks at Sarah a little bit nervous, like, is she gonna scold me? And they press again some buttons in a little tiny desk that they have. Shimmering happens in the back room, and a swarm of beautiful red squirrels come and bring more tea for the new guest, more cookies for the new guest. They clean the tea on the floor. They go back to the back room. Well, thank you very much. I think everybody's here now. Napri. Yes, so we can talk later about your gigs. They're amazing venues. Amazing. I think this is a really big opportunity for your career. However, do you remember that time when I got you that first audition with Mr. Rio? And I know it's been a long time, and now you have you made a name by yourself, but I would rather ask you for a favor, if possible.
Okay, I totally understand. You did actually do me a really, really big favor helping me out back then. I wasn't nearly as popular as I am now, so it was a little hard to get off the ground. So I really appreciated that introduction. So for you, Robert, of course.
Thank you. And I guess Mr. Lazar and Mr. Garnot, I will be coming with you. I mean, you need to keep her safe, right?
One, please, Garnet, let me handle. We are, of course, we're very interested. We go where Shimmer wants to go. Yes, but we must consult the stars. We can't just go do favors.
Oh, Lazar, I'm so sorry. Of course, Lazar. I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's not you. It is them. It is not you. You are Mercurial. You are a comet streaking through the sky. And I am not one to redirect you, only try to plot out your path. Please, one moment.
Yes.
And Lazar goes off into a corner and just starts consulting star charts, doing from to the outside observer, doing nothing.
Are you casting something I guess?
No. No, I am not. I'm sitting with a pile of papers and maybe rocks.
Okay.
But very seriously.
Very seriously.
While he sits there, I'll grab some tea and if anybody tries to engage me in conversation, moving the conversation forward, I'll just put up a hand and say, no, we must wait. And I'll continue drinking my tea. I'll cross my legs, and Winnow, you can see this little flash as I do, because my hooves, you can see, are actually like painted gold. And it catches the light because of course they would be. Obvi. And I for some reason I had a feeling Winnow would hate knowing that detail. So there you go.
I would like to clarify, I'm loving your roleplay and I'm loving you, but I'm hating your character.
I know, she's so hateable.
Yeah. We're rolling deep with weirdos for sure.
I love it so much.
And can I also ask, I was going to ask, what is Garnet? Because you've been traveling now, and I always imagined it as Lazar joined, not like super recently, but after you. And I am curious, as we just like put a halt on this conversation, how you feel about it.
I go to get some tea and I just let out a big, I just pour the tea. I notice there's no seating arrangement, so I just sit down next to Navri, just start sipping the tea. I get bored after about 10 seconds of the fact that there's no conversation going. I'll look over to the two new people and I'll go, so did the squirrel ask you lot to come along as well?
We're from the guild.
The guild? What guild's that?
What is the name of the guild?
Adventurer Guild 001.
Adventurers Guild TM.
Yes.
The Adventurers Guild. They have terribly inefficient HR.
Oh, I think that's the same most places, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think we came from there as well. I don't know, Navri deals with all that sort of stuff. I just sort of protect what she's doing, so...
Really? It doesn't seem like she wants to deal with much of any of her own business and gets everyone else to do it for her?
I will shoot Winnow. I will shoot Winnow daggers, but I'm still not participating in conversation until Lazar is done. So I'll just drink the tea and just.
I'm imagining Navri and Lazar both shoot daggers, like almost simultaneously, just like, and then go back to whatever they're doing. And
does your colleague know that you are not, in fact, actually an astral body?
Lazar at that, like literally, like he has been just like, this, I'm imagining this is part of a longer stretch of conversation. He's been doing his thing for a couple minutes now and has been, for the most part, just ignoring, just deflecting, maybe shooting a glare. At that, he like looks at you and is like confused that you'd even say that. Not confused that you're a weird little, like robot person, just like, who could possibly? We are all astral bodies.
I mean, speak for yourself, buddy.
We will talk about this. I have got to get back to my important work. However, this is you have much to learn. That's all I will say. You have much to learn, and then goes back, and we'll keep doing it for like now. Now it seems like, I mean, anyone who is watching would be like, oh, this is imperceptible. What is this weirdo doing? But if you were watching before and after, now it seems like he's taking extra long, like moving even slower in his looking at consulting of charts, and is
on purpose.
Now, oh, well, I mean, who's to say?
Well,
you'll have to roll an insight check.
V says.
Please.
V might be right. Nathan might also say that, but who knows? Who knows?
It's one of these things where they keep going on about this whole astral body thing. I prefer just to be called a body, but apparently if you put astral in front of anything, it sounds really cool. So I don't really know. So
I mean, but is that apparently, or is that just facts?
That's
in and out of
science.
I thought you were supposed to be being quiet, doing your little star charty thing.
That was Nathan.
Oh, right.
Did you not? Can you not hear my non-character voice? Am I? Do I need to go more weird accent?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes, Winnow.
Are you aware of the concept of celebrities?
I have not heard that term before. However, I am aware of Navri Shimmer.
Ah, you've heard of her?
Yes. Madeline was a fan. Madeline had a portrait of Navri in her room.
Aw, I'm sorry that Madeline had such poor taste.
I never heard the music myself. I would not be able to comment.
Well, if honestly her decorum is anything to go by, we're gonna hear it pretty soon so you can make your own judgments. But a lot of the
her
time...
posture is about 80% effective.
Well, celebrities are famous people who a lot of people know. Maybe they'll have posters in bedrooms. Sometimes they get referred to as stars, and it really blows a lot of gas up their asses.
Lazar at that just shoots up and is like, all right, I am done. The star charts, they have been consulted. This is a fine thing to be doing. However, the stars are a little uncertain as to who we will be doing it with. I think that there are still a lot of questions and a lot of vibes. So we will hear from the squirrels and we will hear from them, if that works for the two of you, talking to his traveling companions. And we will see. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And then he huffs over and sits down into a chair.
Mrs. Squirrel has been not taking his tea. Their tea has finished for long. He's just pretending that I don't want to be here. Why did I ask them to come? Oh my goodness, this is when I go to hell. Finally,
we'll just sorry, Ali. Well, after Lazar's outburst of Mr. Squirrel is like, oh, and Sarah will just calmly turn to Navri and be like, "Are you all right? Do you require protection from this desperate man? And does the gas being blown up your anus make you uncomfortable?"
Someone had to say anus first.
Yeah, of course. I just give a little bit of a confused sort of look at Sarah, and I'll look at Lazar, and I'll look at Garnot, and I'll just say, no, they're traveling with me. They're like my bodyguards. They keep me safe.
Physically and spiritually.
And I'll nod.
You'll just hear in your head, "If you cannot say out loud, you can tell me in your mind."
Blink twice if you need help.
I kind of just shake my head, looking very, very confused, because no, I completely trust both of these guys. Lazar, obviously. Why wouldn't I?
What a lovely evening, right? Now to business. Mr. Squirrel, then again, dust any crumb from the clothes, stands very tall, and then they figure out that they are quite low level in comparison with you. So they sort of jump to another set of drawers in the wall. So they are sort of normal person level, face to face. All right, so come close. This is very secret mission. The regent has requested an item from a friend of mine, Mr. Cassell. Mr. Cassell is a very, is one of my first suppliers. We've had this long-term relationship, not that kind of long-term relationship, but we've gone through things. I was supposed to meet him last night, and well, nobody knows where he is. Mr. Cassell was retrieving this item from Baldur's Gate. They left the city before some events that happened over there. I know they left safe, and there is some rumors that he's been seen in the city a couple of days ago. The fact that that we haven't met really worries me, because he's always really precise on all these matters. We cannot let anything of this information to leak, because that would mean that local authority will be asking what kind of item the regent requested, which is not important, to be honest. What is important to me is to find Mr. Cassell. Mr. Cassell has been last seen in, give me a second, in one of the traveling circus. And of course I have the name somewhere. Well, let's make up, to the Gothic Circus. The Gothic Circus is one of a kind performance, and I know that he is a fan. So that's quite likely that they have seen him if he's been in town. So my request for you is for you to find Mr. Cassell and bring him to me. Okay? It's very important that he doesn't go to the regent or to the local police. He needs to come with me first. That is for his own security, if you know what I mean.
I will... Oops, sorry.
Sorry, Sarah has actually raised her hand.
You say we need to bring Mr. Cassell to you.
Yes.
It is important that we know, alive or dead.
I would rather him to be alive, but if the case comes when he's dead, please be really careful in how you transport such good. And bring the body to me.
Follow-up question. Do you want him unharmed?
Please don't harm Mr. Cassell.
Okay, that's very important information. Thank you for clarifying.
If they have a little bruise from where they've been, that's fine, but please don't harm him or treat him by any means.
I'm going to reach over and grab one of the little squirrel-sized cups and one of the cookies, and I shove them into my armor. And if you were to look into my armor, there's a little table and chairs that the rat's sitting at, and they're put there, and he's got a little napkin on, and he starts digging into the cookie. Oh. And I'll just, as I do that, I look to the squirrel and I'll say to him, so do you want us to bring the item as well? And if you do, what is the item, just so we know that we're bringing the right one?
I cannot tell you what the item is because I don't know what the item is, but I know that Mr. Cassell will never separate from it. He's he doesn't transport many items at a time. So when he does a job, it's an individual job. So if he's here, that means that he's done his job retrieving this item from wherever it was. And it's the most important thing for him to, the mission is the most important thing to him.
When you say that he cannot part with the item, do you mean that figuratively or literally? Is he fused with the item, or does he just not want to let it go?
He doesn't want to let it go.
Ah, that makes things easier.
That's basically a find and protect mission then.
Wait, okay, Robert, I have to ask. Obviously, I can understand why you would need somebody like them, and I'll gesture in Winnow's direction for something like this, but
Excuse me. Them?
Yes?
They usually go by the deadly one, please.
Oh, of course they do.
You can't see behind the mask, but there's just a...
Daggers.
Yeah, I feel like we can sense it though.
Yeah, no,
even if we can't see it, like we can get it.
It's like the anime waves of darkness coming off of...
Yeah, exactly.
No, every now and then when you get that little sharp feeling in your face, like a little sharp stab in your face, just like that.
Right. So I can see why you would call the deadly one for something like this. But me, I mean, especially if you're looking to retrieve something that, is I mean, if you want us to be inconspicuous, perhaps I'm not the best person for this job. I mean, I get absolutely mobbed in the streets of this city, and I just wonder if maybe I'm not the best person for this.
I completely agree. I don't think Navri would be up to this specific task.
I actually, I'm sorry, Shimmer, but I actually have to disagree, because your celebrity status is what we could use to sort of as a cover. All those people surrounded around, we can sort of get him in the crowd and then bring him back, sort of thing. We could do that as a tactical option, maybe.
How well can you control your crowd of fans? Could they create a meat shield?
I think you meant distraction, but I love that terminology.
I'm not going to use my fans as a meat shield. Thank you, but a distraction, potentially, yes, if we needed one.
Additionally, why have you asked such a large group of powerful individuals to find one person? It seems that there is something you are not telling us.
Please roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
I would say.
That is a 15 and dirty 20.
Okay. They sort of keep quiet. And it's really uncomfortable, and it's really obvious that they are hiding something out of you. Okay. I have my reasons to think that there is another group of people looking after him. So I'm a little bit worried that whether they got him already, or that if I send one people and these people finds Mr. Cassell, the second group catches up, and so I think that's why I decided to bring more than one people, and especially the deadly one and Nabri, and I think, yeah. Well, to be honest, it was really rushed, and they seem a little bit ashamed.
Sorry, I keep misreading where the pauses are. Winnow is fine. The deadly one is for emphasis,
Okay, yes. So that is the mission. If you don't mind, I can give you some help, and they then again move this sort of system of threads and things, and the swarm of little red squirrels bring a box, and the box opens, and there is 5 bottles. Those are potion of healings, so one for each. And yes, that's all information I have. So if I could say where to start looking after, I would go to the Gothic circus.
Have we asked what Mr. Cassell looks like yet?
Not yet.
I can't remember. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What does Mr. Cassell look like? She said in character.
Mr. Cassell is a extraordinary, well-conserved turtle folk. I know he's been in business for centuries, but he just looks like a teenager. Like those people, they have serious skincare routines, like beautiful. They have a spiky sort of shell, in the greenish tones, and they have those beautiful yellow eyes. They usually only wear a kind of cloth or like a robe, really airy vibe. Something that you would say, oh, that is just a very eccentric novel. But yeah, that's Mr. Cassell.
And you have no idea about what Mr. Cassell was doing with this item before to get him in trouble?
Listen, he's always up to the most extraordinary artifacts. So I wouldn't be surprised that this is a very powerful item. Or maybe just something that people believes that is powerful, like a token or something that is going to give you eternal life, but actually does nothing. So I think this could be big.
I thought you said you knew what the item was.
No, I don't know. I never asked. I actually I'm the middle person in this deal between Cassell and the Regent.
Typical squirrel.
Under
the breath.
Right. Well, I mean, if that's all the information you've got, I suppose we best get off. And as I say that, a bubble comes out from under my armor. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll put my hand in and I'll pull out a pristinely clean little squirrel mug and I'll put it down.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Do you want to take it? I have many in the bags. You can take it if you want.
Yeah, sure. Put it back in.
Are we finished with the tea drinking ritual?
Of course we are.
Ah, excellent. It is impolite to speak of finances whilst consuming food and drink, but the Deadly One, or Winnow, as they are also happy to be known by, works for, I believe, money.
I do.
Yes. A quote has been paid already to the guild, Adventurer Guild Limited. So no worries for that. Once the Mr. Cassell has been retrieved to me in any form or state, you can go back to the guild and collect your money.
And if he is damaged, still get full price?
Yes, don't worry about that.
Okay.
As for Navri and company, we can talk about our deal after, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Lazar very casually slides like a rate sheet over, just for to base the prices off of,
Is it human size piece of paper or
oh, absolutely. Well, that's up to, I'm not the manager, Navri is, she's her own person. So it depends on what Navri's vibes are, where it's just like, no, we just print out stacks and then they just kind of deal with it. Or if it's like, well, yes, we also have giant sheets of paper for large creatures to read, to make sure we get the merch out. So that I leave to Navri.
We're definitely incredibly inclusive when it comes to that. It would be ridiculous to ask a large creature to read something small. It would be equally silly for someone small to read something large. And it's much easier to get gigs when you're very easy to work with. So that's one of the non like drama queen things that I like really like subscribe to. It's really important.
The
one postage stamp sized writer.
I store all of it in my armor. So, I've got a pocket on the right side for the small leaflets, pocket on the left side for the human-sized ones, and then, unfortunately, down my back is where you'll get the ones for the giants.
I imagine that another bard had been cancelled for a similar offence, and now we just extra on it.
Yeah, it was a big thing. Yeah.
I'd imagine that Robert takes care of those small little contracts. So a little paper comes out of the armor, and then Garnet pass it to Lazar.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like just a chain of passing off. So like I just hold my hand out.
Yeah, everything is okay. And Lazar passes it to Mr. Squirrel. Mr. Squirrel gasps. Oh my god. Well, okay.
Just some numbers to start from.
Yes,
I'm sure you understand that as my fame has increased, so have my rates. They're perfectly in line with other celebrities of my status. So
and I'm so proud of you because you know what your worth is, and that it's okay.
Exactly.
As everybody gets ready to leave the establishment, there is where we're gonna take our break. So see you in 5-10 minutes. We're gonna have a short rest, consume our consumables, and see you in a bit.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum test.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an exclamation point characters in Twitch chat below.
check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
And we're back. We just had a short rest and we're ready to go again. During the first half, I don't remember what we did because that was a lot of fun. So I was just paying attention to you and not taking any notes at all. But as far as I remember, we introduced our players. We went and reported to the guild with Wino and Sarah. Now, Sarah is a registered familiar for Wino, and they are under the they are covered by Widow's life insurance. On the other part of the story, Nabri now he's been spotted in the city, so now everybody is aware that this shooting star is in town, and it may or not cause some problems later. Who is to decide that? Oh, me, right? And then we met Mr. Squirrel, and he's been scolded about manners when you drink tea and how you sit and how you treat your guest. Thank you very much, Sarah. Then Mr. Squirrel has explained the mission, which is please try to find Mr. Cassell and bring him back to me, right? We don't need the local the local order. We don't need any other to know. Please, this is a high secretly mission. And the lead that you have is that he was seen a couple of days ago in the Gothic circus. And I guess that is where we're going to head now. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm hoping, please go there.
Go for a night on the town.
Yes.
Yay!
We have some curtain times while we're in here that we really need to hit, so we got to keep things moving now that we've officially accepted the job.
Yeah.
Great. So with that, the floor is yours.
I'm sorry.
No,
sorry.
after you, please.
I apologise. I didn't mean to be.
I also apologise. I didn't.
I didn't mean to be rude. Sorry, but
we're stuck in a loop. Get out of the loop.
I'm sorry, Shimmer. Yeah. My question is: does anybody actually know where the Gothic circus is?
I'll turn my head and look at Winnow. Up, down, up, down. I'm pretty sure there's at least one of us who does.
Do I know where the Gothic circus is?
Make me a history roll.
Okay. History. That, -1, so that's a 9.
So you've heard about it, but given that it's a traveling circus, it doesn't have like a established location. However, you know that all those kind of big performances are usually not in town, but out of town, close to the lake. So in the region of we have the city, and close to it we have a lake. And there is where traveling circus or farmers have the tents or the small stalls. So probably that is the way to go if you want to find not only the Gothic circus but any other performances.
Cool. I just kind of turn to Navri and just say, well, you're right. I kind of do know where it is because I'm plugged into all the hottest spots in town. And it's just out of town by the lake. So, we're in a bit of a hurry now. So you want to come along?
I'm sorry, you're plugged into all the hottest things in town, but this isn't even in town, it's out of town? Okay. No, sure. Okay.
Oh, technicalities, bitch.
Now,
I think what Navri is
language to be using?
I think what Navri is trying to say is that we go to so many places across the world. We explore all kinds of interesting scenes, meet so many interesting people, that it's, we hope that we can get to know some of the smaller, quainter, more interesting local places that have their own kind of flavor as well. Shall we go?
I agree with Sarah. Is that your name? Sorry, Sarah.
Sarah, yes.
Yes.
It stands for Security, Entertainment, Recreation Reinforcement Automaton. But Sarah is easier to pronounce.
Definitely is. I know I will definitely be using that instead of, the other thing that you said. I can remember it, but I think I might trip over my tongue a bit if I try saying it. So, but
If you would like reminding at any point, please just ask.
And every 10 minutes into our journey, I will ask for a reminder.
And you will get it.
Good. So, as this beautiful conversation, which, as a fan, I'm loving. I'm gonna enjoy rewatch this, and we're watching this. You are heading out of town, and so the shop of Mr. Squirrel is centerish, but sort of in the merchant district. So there is not that many fans of Nabri that at this point may cause or not problems. But once you're starting to approach to this out of time place of entertainment, let's think about it like a fun fair with a lot of different things happening. Of course, people is distracted in their own businesses because they are either trying to get into a ride or some of the fun games or arcades, whatever. But from time to time, you receive that side like, is it her? No way. Come on, look at this. She cannot be here. No, I'm pretty sure she is. No, leave it. So some people will hesitate, but you feel that vibe that you're being recognized. I would say as well at this point, I will everybody to roll me for initiative. No, I'm joking. For perception checks, please.
Ooh, 23.
Beautiful.
Got a straw
Natural
through the
20.
plate. Sorry.
For 27.
Nice. So 27 for Nathan. Any higher than the 27?
Whole 16.
12.
8.
Oh, Winnow's just so upset at Navri getting noticed and just like the gross display that like they just are not at all paying attention. They're just
yes.
It's awful. It's the worst.
Lazar is the one that is observant, obviously, and he's keeping some distance with you, just sort of scanning all the place. And Nabri, you've been instructed really well by Lazar how to identify those sort of threats. You need to identify between the fans and the creepy fans. You say, this one is gonna run to me and stab me because he thinks he loves me, and that's the way to go. But this one is a genuine fan that only wants the greetings, maybe. So both of you spot someone that is being following you. It's not that obvious, but yeah, you've seen him sort of going in the corners that you do and keeping the distance for a moment and then catching up, leaving some distance, catching up. And it's just one individual. Obviously, it's a hooded one. At this point, probably it's like 30, 40 feet away. They don't seem any menacing, but probably, if you see one, probably you are not seeing the other 20 around. No, I'm joking. Or am I? No. As you all approach to this fun fair thing, there is 3 big tents. So probably there is more than one circus around. But as the name precedes it, the Gothic one has the reds and the blacks sort of tones in the tent. That is probably the one that is closest to the lake, while the others are sort of more between the city and the lake.
Well, I think we found our spot.
That's really good. And during the journey, I've been trying to fiddle with something on my back. And eventually, I just pull out this really long cloak and I shake it a little bit and some little mothballs and dust fall off of it. And I walk up behind Navri as she's walking and I'll just throw it over her.
What? Just to keep me warm or to like keep me out of sight? I think
it's more to keep you out of sight. We don't really want them following us while we're trying to find our target. Maybe once we've found the target, we can use them. But right now, it's a bit of an annoyance.
Great. Yeah. I mean, is it the kind of thing where you're like tossing it over like my head and like so like I can't see where I'm going, or is it just like no, like here's a hood and we're just gonna try and hide you a little bit?
To start off with, I chuck it over you quite abruptly, so you're just walking along and it just comes on you. You'll stop, I'll walk in front of you and I'll take the two clasps and I'll pin it and I'll give you a big fanged smile because I've got 4 fangs, and then I'll just put my arms around the back and just pull the head over and just gently make sure it doesn't get tangled up in your horns, and then just sort of pat down the top of it and look, yeah, you still look good, but at least people won't notice who you are.
Yeah, I did Garnot see the guy that like, or the person, the individual who's been kind of
it was only Lazar.
Okay, just the two of us. And as Garnot says this, I'll lean in and I'll just say thank you, because I don't know if you've seen it, but somebody has kind of been following us already, so we probably should have done this before. But yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I look behind and I see both Sarah and Manara there, and we're like, yeah, they're supposed to be following us.
Not them. There was somebody else, just like always at a distance, but just in the shadows, ducking around. They were wearing a hood. I don't know.
I will keep my eyes peeled.
Okay. It's a good idea.
As you try to look for this individual, you notice that somebody noticed that and hides. So you don't see, but maybe you see the last bit of the cloak hiding behind a corner or something. So you lost sight of them or him. Let's decide that later. But yeah, now you know nothing. What is this individual? As you keep going to the Gothic circle, this sort of mossy smell gets to you. The atmosphere turns a little bit heavy because these people likes to keep, it is a whole experience. So there is smokers and some sort of love lighting happening around. So it almost seems that you got into a Halloween movie sort of style now. And the performance hasn't started yet, but you can see the artist sort of getting ready. You can see the full Gothic theme, jester, and some jugglers throwing blades in the sky. All of them have piercings all over the body, face painting in the black, whites, and red tones. All the clothing is sort of racked and very, very Halloween theme. However, they seem not to. They notice you, but they don't pay much attention. All these people are weirdos in the good way. So, other 5 weirdos, come on, everybody's welcome. I would say that the tent is facing up the lake. So, as you approach the tent, you are in the back of the tent. If you want to go to the main entrance, that would be going around. And since you are in the back of the tent, you as well see other small small tents where the artist sleeps, maybe some places where some animals are well treated and kept, as well some food trucks where like popcorns and candy floss is sold. It's really quiet at the moment, but you can notice that people is starting to come because they know that the performance is going to start soon.
Okay. I think we should try and catch whoever's in charge before the performance starts and just ask if anyone has seen Mr. Cassell. I think that's a good place to start. Agreed?
Yeah, I agree.
Very well.
Would that be like what do they call those sorts of people? Is it a ringmaster? Is it that, or the master of ceremonies or something like that? Is it one of those people that we need to go find?
I think so. They might just be a figurehead, so there may be a manager, but we'll see who we can find.
According to the books that Madeline used to read, I believe you are correct. I believe it is the ringmaster, and we should look for someone in a red coat and a top hat.
What is my top hat? Yeah, so make me a investigation check. No, you know what? An insight check. Anyone can roll, or everyone can roll.
I'm also going to say, as we're talking about like ringleaders, you see Winnow just deflate a little and just...
Oh no.
21.
Nice.
18.
19.
Inside. 15. Oh, Winnow.
As a group, because they all are getting ready, you don't see the full outfit of the mastering, but you notice this figure who everything orbits around them. You see a huge Goliath, really feminine figure. The hair is really long and curly, black. The face is sort of in the white tones with black tattoos all going down. And they're being surrounded by people sort of asking, oh, this is not working, what are we gonna do? And she's giving orders. So you sort of know that even when they are not in the full outfit, this person is the one that calls the shots.
I mean, who wants to be the one to sort of start the conversation? I'm not generally too good at that. I'm normally just stand here and look imposing.
I mean, Lazar, of course.
I think that that Winnow being so familiar with the place, actually being so tuned in to the local scene, should please go lead the way. We will learn from you.
No. You are gonna earn your keep. You're not just gonna have me and Sarah do all of the work while you take all of the credit. No, you do this bit.
It's interesting. The words that Lazar was saying were true, but I do not like the tone in which he spoke them.
Sharp as ever, Sarah. Navri, why don't you take us away?
Why would I? Lazar is the one who he speaks for me in matters such as this.
So you're not going to do anything on this adventure, are you?
I've walked over.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like I was about to say, Lazar also would at this point be like, okay, I see how this is going to be going, and we have things to do, and then notices that you have already left, and then like does one of those and just kind of like scurries off behind you as well.
There's still some people, like 2 or 3 people, trying to sort out their own problems around the ringmaster, and they seem to have a little bit of problem calling the shots because although they have the authority, it might not be easy to solve some sort of thing. So yeah, probably the performance will be late or something.
Hello, excuse me. Yeah, you, one in the middle, curly hair. Yeah, hello, yeah, hello, yeah.
And everybody just turns around like, we're really sorry. We're sort of busy here. if you want tickets, just the queue is over there. Yes.
Actually, no. We were looking for someone a little bit in charge. We're looking for someone quite important, and you look like you've got some sort of authority around here. Thought we might like to ask you if that's all right. I don't normally do the talking, but I'm doing the talking. So could you talk to me, please?
One of them, they finally get like a sign or some cash to solve whatever they want. They left. This person sort of signs and says, okay. I don't have much time. Actually, they speak a little bit slow. I don't have much time. What do you want?
We are looking for someone. His name is Mr. Gazelle. He's tall, he's got a nice spiky shell, yellowish eyes. He's travelled, he's greenish hue to his general physique sort of thing. You seen him around anywhere? He's last seen here.
When you start describing Mr. Cassell, everybody sort of looked at this person, the Goliath, and they leave. And they say, "What is your business with that man?"
Oh, we just need to, we just need to collect him and take him somewhere. That's all. Nothing serious or anything like that. It's, he's we've just got to take him somewhere. That's all.
Could I do an insight check to see to read that reaction a little bit more? Like whether he is like, fuck this guy, or whether he is like, oh, we need to protect this person.
Yeah.
18.
So the Goliath, they are concerned about. They don't have a business with Mr. Cassell, but they recognize that it's a threat or there is something shady happening around Mr. Cassell. So it's more like we don't want to have anything to do with them.
Then Lazar would just jump in at that and just be like, we will take him off your hands. We will keep things moving. I see you are very busy and probably do not need any more distractions. So please let us help you.
Oh, you don't have to worry. That was solved yesterday. Like some people came and took him. It was a little bit of a mess, blood everywhere. Some of our artists were, injured. Now we don't have who is running that performances. I'm really glad that Mr. Cassell is gone. I mean, he was here a couple of nights. He wanted to talk with the oracle, with the seer. Oh my God, such a weird guy. But yeah, I'm glad that the other guys took him.
We're just like, who are these other guys then?
Yeah, who can you describe them? Who's they from? Did they introduce themselves?
All of that, what he said. Why am I doing the talking? I just sort of step back and go,
no, you're doing great. You're doing great. Just,
yeah, but I mean...
we will. It's a 1, it's a 2. It's a 1, it's a 2.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you finally pull your finger out and decide to actually start talking to someone. So, now that you're doing that, I can sort of step back and just sort of look. Sorry, love, sorry. Yep, carry on. Yep, no, whatever.
So they're going to have a role on inside. It's going to sort of look into your souls and say, you've seen them. Points at Garnet. No, sorry, Lasser. Yes. The ones in the hoods.
You saw me see them?
I know you are always observant. You are always looking around. I would be surprised if you didn't spot them.
And Lazar looks at Garnet and just kind of
I have no idea what they're talking about.
So this was yesterday, you said?
Yes.
Was it what was it at the show, before a show?
Was almost at the end of the show. So we were about to perform one of the last acts. Lights went out. lights went out. Lights went out, lights went in, and suddenly there was everywhere running and people trying to catch Mr. Cassell. And yeah, he defended himself, but finally they got them. But yeah, a lot of fire everywhere.
Ooh. And I'm sorry. What this individual? What did he do? How did you know him? Was his reputation? What can you tell us?
No.
We're only here to come and retrieve him.
Nobody
take him with
talked.
us.
Nobody talked to him. He was just quite insistent in talking with our seer, but she didn't want to talk to him. But he was here every night just asking to talk to her. Waiting till the end of the show, we were like, she doesn't want to talk to you, go home.
Talk to her? Or that she didn't want to talk to him in particular, or anyone? We understand when you have to perform, you have to get in the zone, as we like to call it. We are also, in the business, as they say. So I understand. I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, the Oracle, the seer, of course, she knows things, and she just didn't want to talk to him.
That's rather interesting. And I'm going to turn to the others, and I'm just going to wave them over. Do you happen to know who they were, or where they might have taken him?
To be fair, it was the end of the show. We had take care of the people that was injured, talk to the customers. It was a lot of, oh my God, I just can't go through it again. So please don't you be that kind of people. I don't want to, have problems.
Oh, of course. You have a show. Of course. Could we maybe speak to this seer?
If she wants to talk.
Of course.
If she wants to talk to you, that's not up to me. What were your names?
He lists them off in order of, he introduces himself, then he introduces Garnet, then he introduces Sarah, then Winnow, and then Navri, in that specific order. And the enthusiasm goes up.
I love the shade of this part. As no name rings a bell to them, actually, well, you haven't asked for the name, but that's up to you, not to me. And
I think if Lazar had listed off all of our names and not, in polite response, inquired about this individual's name as well, then Sarah would have reminded him.
Yeah. So the name is Jill, like Gil. Yeah.
No, Lazar doesn't ask for the names, because the trick is that Navri then comes in and then gets the personal star, like, hey, I'm Navri. Great to meet you. What's your name? That's not Lazar. Lazar's not there for that.
The whole thing.
He's kind of like, he kind of sets the stage, and then boom, she comes in, seals the deal, and now has that personal relationship with the person. That's just crowd work 101. And it really speaks to, I think, your guys' lack of classical training.
Does when Lazar introduces me, just because I'm curious, does Jill know me?
So when they mention Navri's name, you can see they like this. Yeah, sure, of course, she is here, and she walks away.
I'm going to agree. I get the feeling Sarah's going to say this to you, but that was quite rude.
Yes, it was Garnet. Well observed.
And a couple of minutes pass, and Jill comes back, and they have this sort of face like, it's been a couple of months since the seer actually wants to talk with someone, and I'm so sorry to ask for this, but could you please sign my chest?
Wait. Hang on. Look at the person. No, that's a small one. There we go. There you go.
Thank you very much. And they just go away, point to 110. Yeah, the seer is over there. Please be brief.
Are they?
Of course.
Is the seer part of the show? Do they have a deadline?
Sometimes, depending on how she's feeling.
Oh. Is it not a set show that you perform every night so the audience gets the same experience every time?
No, we actually do it quite improvised.
So the audience might pay the same money as the people the previous night but not get the same quality of show?
That's why they have to come back many nights.
That seems exploitative.
Yes, we are not like good people.
Doesn't seem like you're good performers either.
Surprisingly refreshing.
At least they're honest.
Wasn't Winnow the one who was like, "Oh yeah, I know all about the goth circus. They suck." Was that the vibe? It's like, actually, it's very bad, but I do know about it, and you're dumb for not knowing.
It was more of a flex of knowing something that you guys didn't.
even though it is bad.
Yeah.
So if we go to see the seer, I think it would be best if we let. I think Minoa. Can I call you Win? Is that okay?
No.
Winnoa. Sorry.
Winnow.
Sorry, I'm terrible with pronouncing names. That's why I call, and I point to Lazar. That's why I call him Love, because I can't say his name properly, and that's why I call, and I point to Navri. That's why I call Shimmer. I'm not very good at Sarah's the only name that I can actually say because it's actually quite easy. It's more. Anyway, I think it would be best for you to start the conversation with the seer. I'm going to keep Love away from it a little bit because seers and oracles and all that sort of thing tend to bug him.
I can't imagine why.
Yes, Love did somewhat stack it against the previous person we were speaking to.
Nice. So you approach to this tent. The tent is all in silks, white and blue colors with golden filigrane and bits and odds. There is two individuals in the front sort of guarding this, and as you approach, they open one of the sort of clothes that are hanging, and you can see inside almost pitch black.
Do I have dark vision? I do not have dark vision.
New character question.
Good question.
Where is
Dim light, let's say.
Okay.
Dim light.
Well, I can always just cast light too, if it comes to that, but not now because that would ruin. That ruins the mystique, and Lazar is very aware of that, but in a very genuine, was like, well, no, of course you don't walk into a seer's tent and be like, oh, let's turn on all the lights. Like, that's just show some respect for the game.
Can't be ruining the ambiance.
Right, exactly. So we'll see, we'll check the vibes, but worst case scenario, we can figure it out and turn on the light pretty easily.
Yeah. So we just stride right on in.
So you're gonna enter, right? So as you enter, there's really sweet smell, maybe honey, orange, and cinnamon. There is a good brew happening in some point of the tent. And since the moment that you get in, you hear this sort of rattle, and you feel like, so there is this, so the tent has like a carpet, but you can see that the carpet sort of moves and in a sort of easing way. So there is something underneath the carpet, and you see a figure sitting down in front of a table. Oh, so you finally came. You hear a little really low volume feminine voice, and she says, "Please have a seat."
So you know who we are and why we're here?
I know some bits. I cannot see everything, but I know why you're here.
Winnow, you have been offered a seat.
I
She
would
said,
prefer to
"Please."
stand.
Very well.
So there's a little bit of low seats, more like cushions, and the table is really, really low. And once your eyes have adapted to the low light, you can see this figure who has like a beautiful porcelain skin and a white robe, and this beautiful sort of what's it called? The thing that you put in your head, like Aladdin's thing.
Like a veil.
Yeah, but to cover your head. Oh my goodness.
Like a turban.
Yeah, like a turban. Yeah, like a turban. And it shimmers with the light. When you put more attention, you can see that this is made of snakes, and you are in front of a Medusa. There is a crystal, not a crystal ball. It's more like a quartz, and inside the quartz is a little bit of smoke just moving around. And she extends her hands. Interesting. Tell me, what are you looking for?
I thought you already knew.
Yeah, that man. We'll talk about him later. Tell me.
Czar fucking just the biggest eye roll that he can possibly imagine at that response. Just,
I look at him. I look at him because I can hear it, and I move over to sort of get ready to pull him out.
No, tell me, what are you actually looking for?
We're here on business. We're looking for Mr. Cassell.
Well, I guess you can lie to you as much as you want, but you cannot lie to me. And I understand what your mission is. That little squirrel, one day I'm gonna eat it, just for the fun. But if you want information, it has a cost, right? I'm sure you are aware now what happened yesterday, and that my performance tonight is a little bit short in performers. So I'm sure we can get into an arrangement here, a win-win arrangement.
Get the cheese. Sorry, no, it was
Sorry.
It's a win-win situation. Sarah just pipes up with, actually, their name is Winnow.
A win-win no situation.
So, for you to give us the information about Mr. Cassell, you want us to perform like monkeys.
You're more clever than you think.
I don't think you realize what's going on here. This isn't a transaction. This is official guild business, and you are going to tell us what we need to know. And I would like to take off my mask.
Yes.
Oh, can I take off my mask for emphasis?
Yes.
I just kind of stare with my terrifying face.
What is Winnow's face?
I was going to say.
It is completely grey, kind of almost featureless, like almost kind of smoothed over with dark, coal-rimmed eyes that could kind of sink in with no pupils in, and the mouth is naturally black-lined a little bit too far. Horrifying.
Nice. Yeah.
Ooh. Was that intimidation?
Yes.
because that was a 22, because it was a nat 20.
Yes.
So they shit themselves. But it's in that moment, the turban sort of opens and you can see a dozen of pair of eyes, just yellow eyes looking at you. Could you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Ruh-roh.
Okay. 18.
Nice. So you feel a little bit like a shimmy happening to you.
Ooh, shimmy.
Yeah, there's
Gimme.
something there. We'll leave it later. Like, no. You're the one that don't understand what is going on here. And you start hearing all those rattles. And you, from the, behind her, there is such, where she is sitting, like the seat, you can see some other heads of other Medusas sort of appearing. And then you see more eyes, like yellow eyes, looking at you. And then she's like, "It's okay, sisters. It's okay." And then the heads disappear, but you're still feeling this movement under the carpet of this sort of things moving underneath.
I do not like the tone you are taking with the deadly one. We have come here asking for information. If you are not able to proffer it, then maybe we shall just leave.
I just proposed a deal, and you are not willing to take it?
You were not very clear on the terms of the deal. If you would like to make a deal, most humanoids like to trade in money.
They look really focused on Winnow. Yes, I want you to perform as monkeys, and then I will give you the information.
I feel like
regularly perform as a monkey?
You know, we haven't exhausted our options here. I think that you're just gonna have to make do without these monkeys in your performance.
If you are after someone to perform, Navri is with us. I believe that she performs all the time.
Excuse me, how many monkeys do you need?
I have 3 acts that are missing one person. So I have, I'm missing, what am I missing? The blade juggler, the trapeze artist, and the beast master.
Well, that doesn't sound like my type of performing at all.
No, it's
Really?
extraordinarily not in Lazar's wheelhouse either. None of those things. May not surprise you to learn.
You mean the great Navri Shimmer is not up to the task of this crowd-pleasing performance?
You are trying so hard, and it is so cute.
Aww, you're trying to hurt my feelings.
I'm not actually, but thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we come back to the cycle. Oh,
I have a feeling that we're just going to keep thanking each other all the time. I don't quite understand
I got something
why.
I got something for you in my pocket. Actually, hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just take that, and I'll pretend to take it, and I'll stick it in, and and then out the other side, I just go, aha!
That was cute. I actually liked that.
I know. I actually quite like you. You're quite fun.
Oh, thank you.
The seer says, we have enough clowns and jesters. So then again, what I need is the sword joker, the trapeze artist, and the beastmaster.
Well, I'm fine being a trapeze artist. I think the only one here that's edgy enough to be a blade juggler is Winnow.
I'm not gonna perform. I don't
Oh
perform.
my god, of course. God forbid you actually have to do any work. It's fine.
The deadly one has been doing all the work so far.
Talking.
Why exactly do we need to perform? Aren't we on a bit of like a time crunch sort of thing? You know, the person that we're here to get has been taken by, someone else. So if we waste our time performing
All right.
for you,
Hey, do you all hear what we are talking about?
Oh no, here he goes.
There is a seer, a practitioner of the divine seeing of the future, of all things, of the machinations of the universe, and we are not ones to question.
Here it comes.
And he dramatically strikes a pose. We are but stardust. Do you not see? We blow in the astral winds as forces propel us. Forces we cannot see or understand or control. And look where it has blown us in front of such a incredible individual. We cannot look this sign in the face and say no. That is what I think, at least.
Did you see what he did there? He put astral in front of wind, and it sounded really cool.
It did not sound really cool. Does that not make my point?
Exactly.
Lazar, you are absolutely correct. Of course, this is but an opportunity for us. And I completely understand if Winnow is not up to the task. That is fine. I am more than happy to play the role of trapeze artist. Garnot is a master with a blade. And Lazar, you have a way with beasts of all shapes and sizes. So I've tried. So if needs must, they shall.
Sorry, well, that still doesn't make much sense, because then we're not looking for our target, and our target could be dead.
Well, because Winnow did such a great job with the seer, this is how we have to get things done. So
I have a feeling it would have gone this way anyway.
Garnet, you don't. You beautiful soul. You have such a beautiful astral soul. But you don't always see the space dust in between the stars, my friend.
Thanks, love.
It's all, even if we cannot see it, it is all before us in a tapestry.
Sarah is just watching Lazar through all of this speech and is just like, it is that stare that is into the very depths of your soul.
My astral soul?
Your astral
or my
soul.
regular soul?
No, it's
The important one.
It's just your regular soul, because Sarah is trying to figure out whether you've seen anything at all or not. I might even detect thoughts, on Lazar, to see if Lazar has actually any concept of the actual enormity of the astral sea and the spaces between and the beings of that space.
It's just surface level thoughts, right?
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment, it's.
Am I
What do I have to roll?
getting any read? I don't
do I have to roll something?
Is that does that has any component? That
No, actually, here's what will happen: is that Lazar will, in whatever kind of descriptive way makes sense and order of operations makes sense, Lazar will will realize that you are, casting a spell on him, and will choose to fail the saving throw.
Very well.
Oh my god.
And you as you are, are like, and he's not, I think it's surface level and whatever. And so you can roll any insight checks kind of off of it. But you would hear him thinking, kind of knowing that you're listening, that I have seen things, incomprehensible things, large things, beautiful things, and horrifying things. and they have led me here. And who am I? Who am I to walk away?
I'm going to take a little bit of liberty here, Ali.
Oh, please.
And just say that with that thought process, Lazar just hears in response, not Sarah's voice, but like a deep, fathomless voice go,
"Who are you indeed?"
And that's it.
So this is a very interesting situation that I was expecting to have it that further in the episode, but I'm loving this. For a second, the rattling that was continuous in the room sort of stops, because the time sort of stops between the two of you, and you hear another sort of ominous voice, very how to say, it's the voice of a man, but it's probably the collection of many voices, and this voice says, "Oh, it's you again. I thought last time I put you away. Lazar, the stars definitely had a twist this time. I'm happy for you to be here. Please keep an eye on this Sarah, as they like to be called. And you recognize this voice. This voice is the voice of your god, Alareth. And after that, you hear the rattling again as the time keeps moving on. I believe that after you go deeper, the spell finishes. So I guess you're not. If you want to hear the thoughts of the other people, you will have to cast it again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And like, you would see, Sarah, you would see that Lazar was like resolute and like ready to keep the back and forth going. Like, was obviously like taken aback by the voice, but was like about to probe, about to react somehow, and then just like fall silent and just like stops and has no further reaction other than just kind of like taking you and the whole situation in.
You just get a little head tilt in response.
The Medusa, the performance is going to start soon, so we have a deal or not?
Hang on a minute. Right, okay. Just before you said about, you held your hands out and said, "What are you looking for?" If one of us does that with you, could we get the information that way and then not have to perform? Is that a thing?
No, that was an extra. It was, a gift out of me. But now I offer you the information that you need to find Mr. Cassell in exchange of you put in my performance tonight.
How long is the performance?
It's about an hour. I mean, it's just the whole thing, but each one of you will have to perform maybe 10 minutes.
I calculate that if we do not take up this... Did we get the Medusa's name?
No, just this year.
Okay. I calculate that if we do not take the seer up on her offer, we would probably spend about the equivalent amount of time faffing about, trying to get any further information.
Sarah, I just kind of go up and just kind of speak softer. I'm really not comfortable performing. I really don't want to do it.
That's okay. She only requires 3.
Okay. They won't just shove me on stage, will they?
I will make sure that they do not.
Okay, thank you.
So we have a deal?
Yes, of course. We trust in the seer. And I'll gesture to Lazar and Garnot. We always believe the words of the seers. And as Lazar said, this is what we must do to appease the seer. Of course we'll do it.
I appreciate. So at this point, they're gonna get into really technical. How would you gonna have to perform? They establish that they will have a disguise, alter self or disguise thing on you, so you sort of match with the outfit. Basically, now it's a little bit of just mini game, let's say, of 3 of you playing the sword juggler, the trapeze artist, and the beast master. And if everything goes good, if everything goes good, you get information. If something goes bad, you get information, but a little bit of damage, right? Just to keep it fun for everyone. So, who is going to do this? So, yes.
Before we go, Lazar would take the seer up on her offer. Where everyone, we're milling about, we're talking about like, here's what we need and blah, blah, blah. And we're, getting into game, kind of game face mode. Is Lazar, like after everyone would leave or whatever, Lazar would stay back. And I'm imagining, not like for long or whatever, but people have exited the tent and he would approach the seer.
Okay, so we could do that now, or we could do it after the performance. It's up to you.
Yeah, either. No, it is totally whatever the astral winds, however they blow. That is absolutely when Lazar will, but that is his intent.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that after performance. So probably just thank you. So then I have my question. So you all are behind stage, and the announcer, like the ringmaster, has started the show. The first one to go, so we have an opening act. The next one is the sword juggler, who is going to take the sword juggling.
Do we have to get out of our armor and things? And
no. They're gonna put a spell so you match.
Okay. I'm the one that's gonna do the sword juggling, but just before I do that, I'm not gonna take my own weapons out there. So I'm gonna turn to Sarah and to Manoa, and I'm just gonna go. Could I ask a favor, please?
You may ask.
I know you're both not going to be performing, so would you be able to look after my things for me, please? I don't want to trust it with them, and as you're both not performing, and I like both of you, would you mind looking after it for me?
What? Are the other two, Lazar and Navri, close enough to overhear this?
Probably.
Okay. Then you'll just get a head tilt, and Garnet, you'll hear in your head,
why do you not trust your companions? Are you all right? Do you require extraction?
If I can reply to that, it'll be, oh no, it's just that they're performing as well. So I just didn't want to, and I want to make friends. So do you want to?
Oh, I understand.
If that's all right.
I also would like to make friends. The lonely one would like to make friends. Yes, I will do this for you.
Oh, thank you. And I'll look to Winnow and say thank you. And you don't need to come on stage to give it to me or anything. I'll come back and I'll get it in a minute.
As you go away, Winnow would just turn to Sarah and say, "You really need to stop referring to me as the lonely one in front of people."
That was in Garnet's head.
Oh, I just kind of sat there like.
Yeah. What have you passed to us, by the way, Garnet?
I've passed you my shield, which is a very finely crafted silver shield with the main painted bit is like pristine white. You can see there's little chips on it from where it's been used, but you can see that I've tried cleaning it, and it's the same with my sword. My sword is a white bladed, almost like a gladius style short sword, and again, it is in immaculate condition used, but I take great care of it, and I'm quite prideful of that stuff, so I hand that to you. I'm like, I only hand it to people that I like.
Oh. We will do our best to guard them effectively. Won't we, Winnow?
Yes. Nothing is going to get into these things.
Thank you. I'm sorry if you're a bit squeamish, but there's a rat there, and you'll see on the hand part of the shield there's a rat sitting there with a little chef's hat on his head and a little like bow tie. And that's Roger. He lives in my armor, but I don't want to risk him getting hurt, so he's gonna stay there as well. He's the most precious thing that I have.
There's a very uncharacteristic, oh, hello. Oh, hello, little sweetheart. You are. And there's just a little bit of cooing.
Instantly hops onto your hand, runs down your arm, up to your neck, and sort of nestles in behind your head with his tail wrapped down.
Oh, what's his name?
It's Roger.
Roger. Oh, yes, it is. Isn't it, Roger? Yeah.
This makes so much more sense than you feeding biscuits to your own chest.
Yeah, I thought you were watering your tits.
Yes, no, that is actually a confusion that a lot of people get. Anyway, I've got to go, but thank you very much. This is very much and I'm just going to grab whatever the gear that is that they want me to juggle, and I'm going to go, okay, and I'll run off.
So they're going to cast something on you, so you match with the outfits, and it's a really gestury in black and red. The act, it happens with other 3 people, and all of them have like a mask of an animal. So at this point, you have like one of them has an eagle, one of them has a lion, and one of them has a bear. Which animal do you want to be your
It's going to be a rat.
Nice. So you have a rat, and you are announced, and the spotlights focus on you, and as you are put in position, one of them takes around like 20 blades and start juggling them back to the other 2, and at some point they're gonna get to you. So the whole act is juggling the blades among the 4 of you. So I'm gonna ask you to do 3 dexterity saving throws. Yes.
Damn it! Never mind if it's the saving throw. Either way, Lazar, even if it doesn't hold up, Lazar would, as Garnet was going out there, would pat Garnet on the back, casting guidance, and say, "Tonight you are the star," and just pats him as he goes out, kind of as a last like smack on the back.
This is actually really common, this little like group huddle, because Lazar and Garna actually do this for me when I'm gonna go perform. We always kind of like hype each other up. So as Garnot's preparing and Lazar gives him this little bless, I'm actually going to grab his shoulders and be like, Garnot, you know, like I know that I'm me, and I know that like, you know, I'm so used to being in the spotlight, and I know that you're not, but like just know like you've traveled with me for long enough that like some of my shimmer has definitely rubbed off on you too, and I'm gonna give him bardic inspiration.
Would you say that I almost shine? Could I be the shimmer could I be the shine to your shimmer?
Like a star.
You could, yeah. And Lazar could be my sparkle. It would be wonderful.
I didn't want to say anything in front of Sarah and Renaud because they're new and I want to make friends with them, but I'm actually really nervous.
I know, but you're gonna do so great. You're gonna do so great.
Okay, right.
Go shine like the star that you are.
Right, thank you. I'll turn to Lazar and I'll just go, thanks, give him a quick hug, and then go to give Shimmer one and realise Shimmer doesn't normally do that, so I'll just nervously just run into the stage. And I need to do the dexterity saving throws. How many did you say? Sorry, 3?
3 dex saves and 1 performance check.
Okay, so let's do the dex saves first. Mm-hmm. That's a 15, 12, another 12, and then my performance, which is, oh, hang on, I should be rolling d6s onto those, shouldn't I? D4s.
And then you get 1 d8, you get 1d8 from bardic inspiration for one of those checks too.
Okay, so let's just.
So it was guidance, right? So it's only 1d4 and only 1d8.
Okay, I'll take the 1. So one of the 12s will be a 13.
Can I actually have spent a spell slot and cast Bless?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can use that on saving throws, and this feels like a good use of that. So he would cast it on and I know that may or may not happen, but at least cast it on Garnet, Navri, and probably himself if he's going to be the third person doing a thing.
Okay, so that's a 17, 13, 14, and then the performance check.
Which also gets a D4, I think.
Is 19 naturally. Plus 1d4, and I'll do the Bardic Inspiration as well, which is a d6.
So it was only one below 15, right? I think you just got the 14, and that's everything, everything that was full above.
14, I got a 14 and a 13. And then a 24 on my performance.
Amazing. So, of course, this is the first time that you are not hitting something with the blade, but actually jogging it. It takes you a while to know the full dynamic of it. So 2 of those blades, unfortunately, you catch them by the blade rather than by the handle. So you're going to have some damage there. But then it doesn't matter. You continue the performance and it's beautiful. The people just, yes, come on. They are actually a little bit more excited about to see actual blood on stage. And as you pass the last blade, the one that finishes with the full blades and the hands, they bow. They sort of look at you like, come on, bow. As you bow, lights out, and they move out. You're back the stage. You will take, I would say, 2d8s.
That was really nerve-wracking, but the adrenaline, I can see why Navri is. That's why Shimmer is always buzzing after a performance. That was, I need to sit down.
That was a little bit too much damage. 15 points of damage. I'm sorry.
Holy moly, that's fine.
And they say, you did well. You did really well. They pass you some rags and water to clean your wounds. The next act happens, and they tell the group of you, next one is a trapeze act. This is going to be performed with a partner, so we only need one person.
I mean, have you seen my legs? I'm perfect for the trapeze. While we're kind of like preparing, one of the things that I definitely do is I actually reach out and I ask Lazar for a little tuft of fur from his tail specifically.
I will just assume that this is already something that
totally
we have
normal.
done,
Just a casual lucky rabbit butt fluff.
A normal, regular thing that happens. So, of course, absolutely.
Yeah. So he'll hand me the little bit of fur, and then I'm going to rub it back and forth into like a little ball in my hands, and I'm actually going to use it to cast enhance ability on myself.
Nice.
So I get I'm specifically Cat's Grace because I'm assuming that I'm gonna have to do some dex checks here. So I get advantage on my dex checks.
Yes, absolutely.
For this.
They offer you the same spell, but then say like, probably you have your own style, but we can do whatever you want.
I'm really happy to have my own little rituals that we go through, so appreciate it, but thank you.
They also ask, can we actually announce you as Navri? We are okay if you don't want that. You can use a mask, but...
Oh no, of course. Why would I wouldn't offer to perform without my face.
And they announce the greatest of the artists ever, Navri. And I'm like, no way. And people go crazy. And then they are expecting sort of a singing performance, but then they are shook when they see you up in the air. And then you grab the trapeze. And how it's going to work is you have to do 3 really simple tricks and 1 really difficult. So I want to ask you for 3 performance checks and 1 dexterity saving throw.
Perfect.
So you get the D4 on the dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Perfect.
How high up is the trapeze?
About 50. Yeah, 50 feet. Yeah, it's really high.
I'm going to climb up into... I'm going to guess there's like some scaffolding or something that would be like holding parts of the tent up.
Yes.
I'm going to get as close to where Navri's performing as I can without being seen.
Roll me a stealth check. Yeah. So I believe Blaze is still there. So yeah, you still have that.
Let's see. It's 4. Okay. So after all the rolls, performance checks, I got. What is that first one? Oh yeah, it was 19, 25, 12. Unfortunately for the last one. And then my. Oh wait. I get. Yes, I forgot to roll my dex check with advantage. So let me re-roll that real fast. All right, little bit better, I think. Based on that. Oh no, it's not. Okay, so my dex save was 14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, the first trick, very simple. You do your flips in the air. People is like gasping when you're in the air. Your catch, perfect. Second one is a little bit more complicated. Your catch, but you sort of feel a little bit nervous. So the last of the simple tricks doesn't go really well, but people don't notice. It's just like, I don't know if they're giving you a free out of jail card because you're Navri, but they still fairly impressed. On the last one, which is the most difficult, you barely grab the hand of the other person, and the other person sort of slips as well, and both of you are falling down.
Because I'm within 30 feet of Navri, I'm going to, as I see her begin to fall, I hold my hand out. And as I hold my hand out, Navri's speed begins to slow, and I thrust upwards ever so slightly, and she'll almost somersault back up onto the rope as I will use my telekinetic telekinetic push thing that I have as a Psi warrior. Telekinetic movement, so I can move her, so help her up, flip her up onto the rope, and hopefully she's holding on to the other person, because I can only do it to one creature.
The other person sort of doesn't let go, and it's a little bit wonky how they both are safe, but yeah, everybody was like people doesn't know if this is part of the act. And then one of the the people from the circus know that this was really close, so like an emergency act comes in just to distract the whole audience, like some jesters and clowns come in, make a comic act, and you are put out of the main stage. Are you okay? We thought you were about to die.
No, of course. It was all part of the show. I had to make it a little more daring, right? Yes. And of course I know that Garnot can do this, so I'm fully aware that like he participated, but you know, we can't dispel the magic publicly. So no, of course, no. I wanted to make sure that because you were, you know, using my name and my face, that you just had the best performance that you could have. I mean, you want people to come back and see the next show, right?
Thank you. That we appreciate. The other person, Tabaxi, at this point has their claws in your arm, because they haven't let go. They are just in shock, like I could have died, and they are just clutching on your arm. And when they realize that, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Just take 2 points of damage as they actually use the claws not to let go. Thank you.
Okay.
And everybody out is Nabri. But unfortunately, the show must go on. The emergency act finishes, comes back, and they say, well, it's time for the last show. Who is the Beastmaster?
What kind of beasts?
Oh, the most beautiful ones. You can see how they open the tent from behind, and 3 huge displaced beasts come in with this carnival outfit with the butterfly wings and etc. They have something to hold them, but as they are bringing them, they let them go into the stage.
They're a little bigger than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah. But before they let them go, as the conversation is kind of happening and they're around us, I'm actually going to pull out my loot, my DOS loot. And I would like to cast Animal Friendship with the hope that because we are all part of like the same group and they will have seen us all together, that they will understand that we mean them no harm. And I don't know mechanically if that means that anybody will get advantage on whatever roll, but that is kind of my hope.
That totally makes sense. And music is known to tame beasts. They ask you, Sarah, if you want any kind of outfit or if that it's okay for you.
I the outfit is immaterial to me. If you wish me to be dressed like everyone else, I suppose I can do that.
So you're made of metal, right?
Yes.
So this spell is gonna make you look like you're made of rubies and obsidians.
Ooh, shiny.
And they announce you, and then you see sort of three big, small platforms with the three base on top, and one taller that they have actually made taller. So you are
I'm so small.
at the same size of this beast.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The spotlight is usually like for a medium size creature, so they make the best to look to make it narrow to your size. And yes, so beast, right?
I
would say that
before we go out, I will have handed Garnet's shield back to him, and we'll just be. I hope you don't mind. I have made some alterations, and it's just mended all of the tiny little nicks. She's just been mending it during this time.
Say, he doesn't know what to say. He's you can see that there's tears beginning to well up in his eyes, and he sort of holds it close to his chest. And
are we friends now?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're wicked. You are. Yeah, you're astral wicked. Yeah. Does that work? I don't know.
I've not
Anyway,
been called wicked before.
You hear from a distance, it absolutely does.
and as Sarah goes out, I'm going to move over to Manoa, and I'm going to go. I don't trust displacer beasts. I'm going to go just out of sight in case Sarah needs help. Do you want to come with me?
I will come just in case. I forgot to tell her to be careful, so I will come, but I think Sarah can handle it.
Oh, I fully believe that Sarah is capable, but it's the displacer beast that I don't trust.
Okay, just in case.
Yeah.
Let's get ready.
We'll get as close as we can without being seen.
So what this is gonna work is you have to sort of make them do whatever you want. I'm gonna need 3 what I'm talking about, intimidation checks from you. Given that animal friendship is for beasts, not for monstrosities, I'm gonna give you advantage on one roll. So it's up to you which one dice you want to reroll. But yes, we need three.
Remind me, please, how far away from each other the 3 displacer beasts?
The beasts are really close to each other, so maybe they are 10 feet away, and you are 15 away in front of them.
Okay, all right. So we'll start with trying the traditional way. We'll say
sit.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a 21 with the advantage. So you say 3 in total.
Yeah.
Okay. On the second one is a 22.
Ooh.
And the third one is a non-nat 20.
So everybody is a little bit like who this individual is. You don't understand, nobody understands why actually the atmosphere actually got a little bit heavier. And you can see this thing emanating of you, this sort of eldritch thing. And the beast or the displacers recognize that, and they feel like, holy shit, we have to be correct and listen to this person. At the same moment, everybody just shuts up. And you little tiny boys, what do you say?
Sit.
And they sit.
Roll over.
And by one, they roll over.
And I think to finish with, I mean, I hope I rolled well enough. I don't know what the last one was, but I think just for safety, the final one that she's going to say is nap time. And I'm going to cast sleep on them.
Oh, beautiful. They are going to get in the... So the three of them start like circling, walking in circles around you, and they suddenly take a place, sort of make a bow, and they catnap.
Good kitty.
As everything is in silence, you can hear the displaces purring. So like,
oh, scritch.
And everyone's like, yeah!
Shh. You'll wake them.
Everybody shuts up. They don't understand it.
I just walk off stage.
Lights go out and they bring you back and everyone's like, what was that? We don't know, but we loved it. Like, please come back. I mean, if you want a permanent job here, please join us.
It's been quite a day for people offering me jobs. I'm on a job already, thank you.
But I believe that fulfill our deal, you're free to go. And the ringmasters comes and start giving the final speech, maybe a stand-up act of 10 minutes. They finish and you see how people is sort of leaving the tent.
Thank you for your assistance, Shimmer. I believe that they would not have been quite as compliant had you not played your song for them.
Of course, the power of music, you know? We and we had to do a good job, so we're working together as a team. I was happy to help.
Winnow, how are you feeling now?
Like I want to get this information and get out of here.
Winnow, you feel your skin a little bit rough and yeah, it's rough. Your skin is getting a little bit dry.
Like from the heat? Is there a source?
No.
Is it just, do I have naturally dry skin?
No, unfortunately, no.
Is it like
some moisturizer or what's
like
going on?
Scaly, perhaps?
Yeah, sandy, rocky, that kind of vibes.
Is everything all right? Do you feel okay?
It's just my skin is acting up a little bit.
Do we need to go see an apothecary or anything? Or don't want anything to happen.
Yes. Would you like me to take a look at it and see? I am not a doctor, but I know a few things. I would be happy to.
Well, I am a physician, actually, and I believe that we need to go and see that seer.
Yeah, no, fine. Okay, yeah, let's go.
So, all right.
Good
job, as always, Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank
As you go back to the tent of the seer, then again, those two guards, they open. And as you come in, the rattling sound is easily to hear. And she turns and said, "Oh, how did I go? Well, I know it went well, right?"
You know it did. What are you doing to my skin?
Well, you see this beauty treatment that my sisters and I are famous for. Don't worry. They take a little bit of ointment and pass it to you. Just put this. I mean, sometimes they get a little bit. They are picky with the people that comes to visit. This not my intention to have caused this kind of course onto you, but just use this moisturize, and you will be fine.
You've cursed me?
I mean, technically yes, but it was a reflect. It was my instincts. I apologize for that.
No, I can't be cursed again. Why are you doing this? I'm only trying to do my job.
And I have apologized. That you will be fine for this course, of course.
What's wrong with you people? What's wrong with you people? And I'm just going to walk away. I'm sorry. I'm just done.
What?
I'm going to follow after Winnow.
Why?
Yeah, I understand that it could be a little bit difficult. Maybe I will talk to them after. But now I believe you need some information.
Yeah, in fact, I think after the outstanding performance that we've all gave, I think not only are we owed the information for the person that we're looking for, but I think you need to give us the information on how to remove whatever it is you just done to my new friend that I've just made.
I mean, I knew you were asking for that, and I was prepared, so I will act like I'm surprised. Yes. She stands up and walks out, and from where she's sitting, a much older Medusa person, another Medusa comes and sits down, and the older sister, the one that knows about the past. Let me see. Let me show you. And they focus on the crystal, on the quartz, say, come close. And the smoke sort of disperses, and you can see from above Baldur's Gate. And something gloomy, shadowy happening, which people go and watch the other videos. And then the camera pans to the Undercity, and in a library, there is a single tree growing underground, and this tree has encrusted a piece of gold. It looks like like a third of a circle, and as the events, or as there is like a shock wave in the ground and a lot of negative energy, and this tree starts withering. Then you don't know how long happened, but the next thing that you see is Cassell retrieving such item. Next scene is he fleeing the city, coming into this city, going to this performance, trying to talk to the seer denying that, don't want him to talk to. And finally, you see the events that when the other group has, that when they got him. You can also see that they have took them into a hideout by the lake, and it probably is like on the other side, so not where the circus is, but opposite side of the lake. There is a very curious stone that marks where the entrance of the hideout is. After that, you see yourselves coming into the city, you see yourself performing, and the image disappears. I believe that concludes what you need to know. I believe my sister will try to amend what she cost, but you didn't have a deal with me, so I'm off to bed. And she stands and she leaves. Not long passes before a third Medusa appears, really young, almost like a teenager. I'm sorry about my sister. The age and the time, it's a sign of the times, like get this sort of bitter and fed of people, and she really didn't mean to be that, little, kind, and polite. I am the sister who sees the future. Is anyone interested? We're gonna go outside with Winnow, and Winnow, you are catched by the sister, well, one of the seers. Excuse me, I didn't mean to. I'm still, new in the job, and sometimes people just come around and they are like demanding stuff, and princesses and kings, and all of them want to know where they're gonna die or the lottery numbers, It's just, as you say, I just want to do my job, but this sometimes is overwhelming. So I totally understand you.
I'm sorry. So you thought that I was being entitled by doing my job, by the way. So you cursed me. What gives you the right?
It was totally my mistake. I just thought that you were one of them, which was, was totally my bad.
You need to get off your high horse. You need to get off that high horse of yours. Well, that's hard to say in an accent. Jesus.
I don't know what you're talking about. High horse.
High horse.
High horse.
Easy.
High horse.
What are you guys doing?
Okay.
High horse. Yeah, high horse.
Anyway, you need to get off that high horse of yours.
You
don't get to just curse people. You don't know who I am.
I kind of do. I know about your curse. My sisters have told me. I don't know how to solve it, but I actually know what's going on.
So you already knew I was cursed. So you cursed me again?
Unintentionally. Then again, it was a natural reaction from, I sort of don't control it yet as I like to. Have you ever done something thinking like out of an error or mistake? Have you tried to, heal someone and harm it instead?
I think we both know the answer to that.
And we both know that it's not our intention, but still we want to do our best.
I still have every right to be upset.
Yes, and I'm not asking you not to be upset, but maybe we can help you.
For a price, right?
I think I'm in debt with you at this time, so that would be for free.
Okay, I'm willing to listen.
And she points at the tent. So as you come back, you might miss the conversations with the older sister, but you are, yes.
Sorry, didn't Sarah come out after me?
I did, yes, but you had a handle of the conversation, so Sarah just let you crack on.
So,
Although
yeah,
I think as we are walking back, though, Sarah will turn to the Medusa and say, if you seem to have a problem with cursing people as a reaction, that seems to be something that you ought to work on. Perhaps if you require that training out of you. I seem to be quite adept at that.
We can talk about that later, because I can see something happening as well over there. Maybe you have something on your plate as well.
I do not own a plate.
That's right. She has a look like, I don't know how to explain this, so she just walk in like.
I'll get you a plate.
So you might have missed the conversation with the old sister, but the young sister, you catch the offer of the young sister. So at this point, every one of you are present when the younger sister asks if someone wants to know the future.
I would like to know if we are to be successful.
She says that future is uncertain, obviously, and whatever I will show you, you will have to interpret it as you want. There is no simple answer that yes, no, but I can share my knowledge. She takes this teapot that smells like honey, orange, and cinnamon, serve a cup to each of you, and she says, please drink out of it.
Do not forget your pinkies. It is an important part of the ritual.
When in doubt, pinky out.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
As every one of you sips, you see yourself in the cup, the reflection of yourself in the cup. And when you put it out, you were focusing on the reflection that you don't notice that everything around you changes. So who would like to be the first one to have the future reading?
I do have a question, Ali. Sarah probably wouldn't have... Sarah is kind of programmed to mime drinking tea, but not actually imbibe.
Yes.
So I don't know if this is how you want that to work.
It's about the reflection, not about
okay,
it.
great.
Yeah.
For a moment, I was imagining like an airplane drinking problem moment of it just...
Or just like dribbling down her front the whole time.
This is
I'm enjoying this tea. Delicious. Yum, yum. Look at the future.
All right. Oh, you want me to go clockwise again?
Sure.
Yes. So I'm going to start with Sarah. Well, let's go the other way. So let's start with Nathan. Nathan, you see yourself in what looks just a piece of rock or like an islet full of grass. And this islet is in the middle of the astral sea. You don't see any stars in the sky. You see the stars below you. So you sort of get this impression that you are above the stars or above the gods, let's say. And when you pay more attention, there is a figure, someone that you've seen in dreams, someone that sort of is familiar to you. This is your god. And of course, this is sort of a vision, and your first impulse is sort of try to approach to this person. But as you try to approach him, the space between yourselves enlarges, and it's almost impossible to catch him. And at some point, you just get tired and say, "Okay, this is enough." And when you sort of stop chasing, the skies turn pitch black and start engulfing you, and you see a couple of eyes in the sky, and they are looking at you, and they say, the future is not what they want, the future is what you want. Stop following them. I can show you how to do your own way. And you remember I believe that the symbol of your god is sort of a trail of stars, and a trail of stars appear, but they are turning black, and they are almost like dying in itself. And then this path touches your shadow, and your shadow becomes the way. And they say, it's up to you. We'll catch you later. And the vision finishes. Garnet, as you put the cop down, you find yourself in a library, which is really weird because it's not the thing that you do, but there is something about it. And a book calls your attention. And from the bookshelves, you retrieve it and open it. And there is this sort of diagram with names and sort of drawings. You find yourself, you find your name, and it's obvious that this is a sort of family tree. And when you realize that, you see in front of you an actual tree. And the tree is cracked, almost like if it was hit or struck by a lightning. So part of it is black, and the other one is still trying to heal. The roots goes into the earth. The ones that are on the side of the black part, sort of, you can notice that they are cracking a little bit of the soil, but also cracking stones. So they're trying to go deeper. And the ones on the normal side, or the one that is well, they sort of stop growing, or that you can notice that it seems like somebody has been cutting them, because keeping them at bay, or yeah, if that makes sense. And this tree is similar to the one that you found, but the one that you saw back in Baldur's Gate. And the vision finishes. Winnow, as you put down the cup, you find yourself in the battlefield where the unfortunate events of your party happened. You see the bodies of these people, and as you try to look at them, they actually are yourself, like the changeling appearance, and then they rapidly change back to the shape of your comrades. Then they disappear, they dissolve in this sort of inky, gooey thing. And you notice that your tattoo is moving, that your tattoo is sort of alive, and it starts leaking out of your body. And this goo forms a new individual. Once that happens, once you don't have a drop of ink in your body, you come back to the shape that you were when that battle happened. So you get the idea that this tattoo is sort of linked to what's happening to you. This figure in front of you talks to you and says, "How did you get here? Like, this is my personal space. Like, you are not allowed here. Who brought you here?" And they look at you and say, "I see, those sisters, right? Well, it's good to see you. I'm glad I still have the opportunity to be the one to take your life. I will never forget what you did to my little friend, my acolyte, my apprentice. I hope you enjoy this, and I see you later." And the vision ends. Napri, you find yourself in your room, and your room is empty except for a mirror. And in front of the mirror, there is a note. As you open the note, that is weirdly written by you. Tell me, what do you write to your old self? Imagine in 10 years, what would you write to your old self?
I mean, I guess it depends on if I'm a star or not. Right? I mean, that's the goal. That's the plan. So probably something inspirational, like keep going, keep putting the work in, like show up every single day. Like it's worth it in the end.
As you finishes reading the note, you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself. That's you, but there is a level of unfamiliarity to it. Something has changed. That's not the same you that you are now. And the vision ends. Sarah, you are in the room of your little kids. And there is something funny about it because of course they are humanoids, but at this point, the figures that you see, they look more like puppets. They're doing the normal stuff, but they don't look fleshy, they look puppetry. And they start growing and growing and growing and growing. There's a point where they don't fit in the room and they start sort of squishing you. And when they squish you completely, you are in a black pitch space. And you feel the hand of somebody and they pulled you out. And you are in front of other two mechanical individuals. One of them looked like a warforged, and one of them looked more like a steel defender. And you feel at home. You recognize that the three of you share something. You recognize that whoever made these things may have also known each other, that they also share something. And as you look down to your power source, or to your heart, let's say, you notice that they also have the same. And in a very quick understanding of the situation, you understand that it's not three pieces, that is three pieces out of the same thing. And they just smile to you and they say, take care, sister. And the vision ends. When all of you come back, the tent is no more, the circus is no more, and you find yourself next to the lake with a cup of tea on your hands. And there is where we're going to leave it for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. And I need to do something, right?
Amazing stuff.
Yes. Thank you everybody for joining us in this beautiful show. I really appreciate the beautiful role play from my players. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. GMT BST. We also play, sorry, this is confusing. Yeah, so we play Mondays and Tuesdays, 6 p.m. and 10 a.m. PST Pacific. And on Fridays, you can also join us from 6 p.m. GMT BST or 10 a.m. PST for our talk show, which is Talking is a Free Action, where random characters will end up in a question maze, and you will get to know a little bit of them. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archive at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows everywhere. Search for Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. They made this possible for $1 gold piece, $1, £1. There is a link in the chat now for you to join us and keep helping us to do what we love to do. Big thank you so much to our sponsor and our supporters. Don't forget, we are all in social media as Roll Together RPG. Thanks for watching. See you very soon.
Bye.